because I forgot to unmute my mic. Because I muted pre-setup just to make sure that nothing happens. I was talking, but I left my mic on mute because, you know, I do that. Nightbot. So, yeah, it do be like that. So, yeah, Nightbot will occasionally be dropping links in the stream, but I recently re-enabled it so that whenever you put in the donate command, this music. Whenever you put in !donate, Nightbot will also drop a link to the donation link for the Bail project for the rest of the month. So this stream and the next stream, as well as even when I'm not streaming, I'm still going to be raising money for the Bail project in order to help support low-income individuals who are currently being held on bail and just don't have the means to kind of get the funds. That is kind of my way of doing my part and giving back to the community. So if you can donate, please do. If you can't, please check out that Black Lives Matters card. The whole bunch of incidental information there also. So today's plan is basically kind of what it's been for most of my streams. For those of you that are kind of tuning in for the first time, generally what I do is a good 20 to 30 minutes of Mage Princess Alia, which is my current project that I'm working on, followed by some other stuff in terms of, when I say other stuff, I really mean we just play Star Ocean, and we watch me cry a lot as I get beat up by monsters and things like that. So, let me over things. Save file for this thing. Gotta make sure that that's in order. So mostly it's just been little stuff insofar as how things are going, but I figure that this week we'll do another run through of the first two levels. It's been a minute since I did it for both of them, and for people that may have missed last week's stream, there's some extra special content that I want to make sure that y'all have caught. The camera over here. Capture window. There we go. Okay, so trying to introduce this game and kind of give people an idea of what it's about. So I talked about it kind of on previous streams, but for those that are not familiar, Mage Princess Alia is the name of the game that I'm currently working on. It's based on a project that I was doing in undergrad. Not undergrad. That is actually the wrong time. Wow, I'm tired. Grad school. So I was taking a prototyping class, and one of our challenges at one point was to take a game that had a female game designer working on it and do kind of an homage to it. So there's this game called Sega Ninja, but also known as like Ninja Princess. That was kind of like a it's kind of like a top-down twin stick shooter, and so sort of in homage to that, but with a couple of extra things kind of involved. I wound up making Mage Princess Alia, which is sort of equal parts a mix of that as well as another game that I played a lot when I was growing up, something called Merlin's Revenge. It's a Flash game, and as of yet, I have not ever been able to find another playable version of it since then because the archiving is kind of difficult. But I sort of mixed and matched between Ninja Princess and Merlin's Revenge in order to get this game. So I'm using an Xbox controller, but well, first off, the new thing I wanted to show off is these dope walking sprites. Those of you that have been in the stream for a while have known that I've had a lot of good single sprites, but only recently have we've been able to kind of like scale up and start doing actual like full-on animations. So what's new this week in particular is the walking animation that you see here. Last week I also already showed off this nice tile set that we're walking on. One of the artists that I brought on for my game, Reshma Zachariah, was the one that came up with it. She does excellent work, as well as a lot of the concept art for a lot of the characters and enemies that you see here. It was all her. And then all of it was sprited by the other artist collaborator I'm working with, Caleb Valdez. So yeah, it's just kind of the three of us working on this game for the most part, but the way that it actually operates is that you use, as it noted over here, the left arrow, you use the left analog sticks to kind of move around, while you use the right analog stick to aim where you're going, and then the right bumper to fire. If you're using a keyboard and mouse, you can use the actual mouse to point at whatever enemy you're attempting to attack, and then you left click in order to actually fire, and you left click in order to fire. You can, as I've been doing, you can kind of hold down dots in order to do that. And even though I missed that, you can also use the left bumper to deflect shots that are thrown at you. So one of the main kind of purposes of these mechanics and why I sort of set them up the way that I did was that I was looking to really emphasize with this game. It's something that I kind of had a reputation for in grad school, where it's like Sean has a tendency to kind of like design games that really ask a lot in terms of like being able to act with quick reflexes, and I kind of lean into that. But then I also try to balance it with degrees of readability, so that people, even though I make games that are hard, kind of not fully intentionally, I also try to balance it in my actual ethos with making sure that the game doesn't give you a lot of like cheap shots. Like, it does its best to kind of clearly communicate to you what enemies are, how they behave, and make the challenge fair, basically. So the main storyline is kind of relatively straightforward. The main character, Alia, is an exiled princess who is basically returning to her home, to her country, after being exiled for 10 years, basically. Her father was not a nice guy, not a very good king, in the very literal sense of the word, just not a good king, not really a good person. So one of her cousins kind of knocked him off the throne and took over, but that cousin also kind of just assumed like, okay, this is mine now, because Alia, you're probably just as bad as your father. But she's like only a teenager and wasn't really privy. Well, she knew of the things that he did, but wasn't in any real position to contest it. So she was dethroned and kicked out of the country. And so a lot of it is sort of based in this ideal that she's coming back to sort of claim what is hers, especially because the cousin that took over, for all that he kind of professes to be a nicer and better person than the previous king, he also kind of has his own plans that are basically just as kind of gross and nefarious. He's just better at hiding it. So she's like, well, it's my kingdom. I want to like, I want to actually, like, it's my kingdom. This is my joint. I kind of want to handle it here. So the other new thing that this week, aside from like showing off the walking animations, is that I've also gone through and done some of the audits, and I've applied some of the I've applied a lot of like the actual appearance of the auto tiles and the tile maps to this map. So for comparison, I'll pause it so you can see. What this started out as initially is let me just level structure. So in terms of what this looked like beforehand, maps. So initially, and I showed a little bit of this last week, but initially this level looked kind of more like this. Much more plain, kind of boring with no kind of real signifiers as where you're going and what you were doing. But now with this tile set that has kind of been put in, I've sort of started to lay out the path to follow, and also begin to indicate where you can kind of like branch off and go find separate items in these crates, for example, just to kind of give the whole thing a little more life, sort of make it feel a little more like lifelike and sort of interesting. As the tutorial marker over here is pointing out, once you've beaten the first boss, you're actually allowed to switch what kind of projectiles you use. So these are the normal default ones, force magic, but then when you switch over here, you get pulse magic. And it has a slightly higher cost to fire than force magic does, but the reason for that is because, just like what the boss did, you can now use this magic to kind of push around. Yeah, we'll probably have to go help with the surprise birthday Zoom call, but this seems really dope. I will probably be back if the stream is still going after. It will be. I go for 2 hours. So, provided that the call doesn't take that long, I'll be here. We may have switched to Star Ocean by then, but I'll be here. Good luck with the call. Hopefully see you again in a bit. Good seeing you, Geneva. And so, just like kind of with everything else, you can still dodge. You can still charge up even pulse shots, right? And so you can not only use, so when you use pulse shots, you can, of course, then use the actual environment as your weapon. Or, if you want to, you can even use other enemies. You can use enemies as projectiles, just by kind of pushing them into other ones. And push multiple. Yeah, those blue enemies in particular are jumping assassins, basically. When they see you, that's when you get the little sound indicator, as well as some of the other stuff that you have to kind of watch out for. What happened to this? What happened to them? They weren't moving. That's odd. But the basic idea is that can kind of magic burst. But I'll hold on to that for a second. And so the basic idea is that as you play the game, there's like one other spell you can unlock. Probably won't be showing that today, just because level 3 is not quite ready to be re-shown yet. I have to tally it up a little bit and sort of handle a couple other things. So yeah, on the whole readability front though, like definitely one thing that I made a lot of effort to get correct after I got some feedback was making sure that this jumping enemy does its best to give many more indicate, because it used to just kind of teleport in and out and then attack you, and that's a lot harder to kind of track and deal with. Yeah, I will explain what that big X glyph is up there for in a second. But I saved it for the bosses on purpose. So, the thing that I've been holding on to. Ouch. So this thing that I've been holding on to is something called a mana burst. So depending on which spell you have selected, using the X button will give you a powerful special attack. I'm gonna use this one because I like this one a lot. Huh, it was supposed to explode. Well, that's fine. Alright, well, I guess I busted everything. That's it, that's the stream, game over. I'm kidding, but it seems that at some point I accidentally busted some other stuff going on. So let's just get rid of those two. And it'll skip us to the end anyway. Always make sure that you have failure states potentially programmed into... You have potential workarounds programmed into your stuff. Helps make sure that you don't get overstuck on things. So, that's kind of basically all I have to show for Mage Princess Alia for today. Mostly, it's just kind of like graphical quality of life stuff in addition to sort of the walk cycle. But things that are coming up, we're getting more sprites for more of the enemies and for the bosses. I'm preparing to submit this to the Game Desert Color Expo. Normally it's held at the Schomburg Center in New York. But, you know, with current events going on, they're moving to an all-digital format. But, yeah, like, I'm working on polishing up a submission for them. And then, hopefully, if things go well, you'll be able to actually kind of play this yourself in September if we get in. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing in the upcoming weeks and probably a lot of what I'll be showing off is mostly just kind of polished stuff, switching out assets, getting sort of new things in, sort of making sure that whatever I show, whether it's there or somewhere else, is kind of as polished up as I can get it. Release date is still kind of in the air a little bit. I haven't talked about it on previous streams, but basically right now we're looking at probably not this fall or anything. COVID has kind of shifted our schedule around that a little bit. Release date is probably sometime next year. But when that is kind of still in the works. So now that we've kind of finished this one, it is time to kind of move on to the next part of the stream, which I enjoy a lot and which hopefully other people enjoy a lot. Do it. That is Star Ocean. Saved. This. Okay, so as I'm switching over, oh. For some reason, whenever I try to do tags to Streamlabs, it never seems to work correctly. It weirds me out. I don't like it. Right, so to sort of explain this part of the stream while I a couple of the volume things just to make sure close out a couple other things to make sure that we don't get any odd hiccups or anything. So with this part of the stream, when we play sort of whatever game it is that we're doing, the main purpose is mostly to kind of just chill and kind of casually have fun, but also it's partially to make sure. It's also to kind of talk about, as I'm playing, sort of talk about like this game that I'm playing, what it's about, reasons why I like it, things that might have kind of influenced my thoughts about how I think about game design. So it's equal parts like chill, we have fun, you know, we do it casual, but also kind of making sure that we're thinking a little bit of analysis in there, just because especially the games that I pick for this segment usually have to deal with like things that were very meaningful to me personally growing up, just because I enjoyed the games a lot, or because it kind of came to me at a particular time in my life when I really kind of wanted or needed this kind of thing. And so that is primarily the reason why those are the games that I picked. So with Star Ocean in particular, why I really like this game is because next to like Tales of Symphonia, and I think I might have mentioned this on previous streams, but this was one of the games that kind of sort of gave me a very deep appreciation for how you can kind of take action elements and really kind of blend them into an RPG and make it interesting. I haven't played the first two Star Ocean games, but this one and a little bit of the fourth one I've played. I have feelings about the fourth one, mostly admittedly kind of negative, but I'm also redue to play that and kind of give it a new perspective and sort of look over it again. One of the other really cool things about Star Ocean 3 is that it basically did achievements kind of roughly before they really started getting popular. This game was out in like 2004, and it already had things for like, okay, defeat an enemy with a single blow, defeat an enemy using exact damage, defeat with exact damage and a single blow, defeat 300 enemies, finish battle in under X amount of seconds, mash buttons a lot, get 10 killing blows or 100 killing blows, reach level 10, and most of the rewards from these are like kind of cosmetic, but I find it just interesting that basically Star Ocean was like, yeah, Evos, like roughly well before they began to really become like a popularized thing. Kind of why one of the things I really respect about this game the most. Sure that game title update. Where? Sure why. Only select up to 5 tags. Okay, hold on. So, last time on Star Ocean till the end of time. So, in very, very brief summary. The year is Space Date 772, and our main character, Fate Line God, is a college student who is enjoying his vacation from school when suddenly the Vendini attack. He's separated from his parents and his friend and his friend's parents, and is forced to evacuate and then crash lands on this one planet he then eventually gets off of, only to crash land on another planet with his acquaintance Cliff, The second planet that they crash landed on basically recruits them, both Fate and Cliff, that is, to help out with this war that's going on. And during the last stream, basically what happened is the Bandini came to this planet too. Fate found out that they came to the planet explicitly chasing him, because Cliff didn't tell him that. He got really angry, and then using the power of his mind, literally kind of detonated a battleship out of the sky. And when I say that, I mean in the sense of he hit it with magic beams from his forehead, and the ship did not explode. It literally kind of like just collapsed into like magic circles and then went poof. Some real stuff there. So we've now just woken up in the castle and are basically going to go look after an acquaintance of ours who didn't fare so well when the Vendini decided that they were going to cause some trouble. By which I mean that they like literally started bombarding the planet because they do that. I just have to figure out where specifically he is, because while this game does do a lot of really cool things ahead of its time, one of them was not a synopsis. So I have I don't remember where the next plot point is. We'll figure it out. That's the analysis room. I'm pretty sure he's in like one of the labs or something. We may just be entering and exiting doors for a minute until I actually remember. Storehouse. Oh. Still can't get this. Let's see here. So yeah, the main thing is that up until this point, Fate was like very hesitant to sort of get involved in the conflict, but after kind of seeing some of the other things that were going on, how people were kind of having trouble, he was like, well, if I can help end this war faster, maybe this will be a good thing. Fate doesn't read his history books, or he'd know that while one believes that, that's not the way that things work in real life. Or let me rephrase that. That's not the way that that's an ideal, and it's nice, but it doesn't always work out like that. There's some kind of diagram. There are a lot of technical terms on it. Difficult to really understand. But there are some designs here and there that resemble symbols, which are used for magic. These might shed light on the contents. Just like I thought, symbology and runology, which is what the people of this planet call symbology, must be the same thing. Still, they use entirely different terms, so there must be some basic difference between them somewhere. Something like that. Eon. Don't think he'll make it. He's severely injured and barely clinging to life. Silly boy. At the very end, he knew nothing save for his work. That's his boss, by the way, who runs this weapons development lab. Okay, right, I just literally went in a circle. I will figure out where he is. I think he's in a hospital. He's like in a hospital bed somewhere in this castle. I just don't remember where that is. Conference room. Okay, no, that's no good. Should have written down what I was where I was gonna have to go this time. Storehouse. Priestess's room. Magistrate Lascelles' room. Came all the way here, and for what? The sniveling little Lascelles has some nerve. probably somebody we can recruit for inventing if we feel like it, but I sort of don't. Player's room. Nell's room. Guest room. And that's the other guest room we just kind of. Or maybe he's actually at the... I promise you I'm eventually going to remember where the heck this is. Go up here. You should be moving out already? I heard that you collapsed in the middle of battle. He appears to be sleeping. So, this young lady that's sleeping, that they were talking about, is, her name is Amina. Basically, she is somebody that looks way too much like, a friend of Fate's. And so he was, like, a little bit concerned about her naturally, just because of that resemblance. He couldn't really shake it. And now, she's here in the capital, but is also intensely sick. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Dion!
I'm sorry, but you'll have to keep your voice down. He just fell asleep.
I'm sorry. How is he, Doctor?
Well, he's stabilized a little bit, but he's still in grave danger. Whatever attacked him, it injured him so greatly that healing is almost impossible.
Basically, he got side splashed from one of those orbital weapons I was talking about. Yeah, it was bad.
We don't have the tools to help him.
No. Dion, hang in there. I'm bringing Amina to see you.
Okay, so at least now I know door to go into. But yeah. So Dion is really badly hurt. Mina is intensely ill. I don't know. My RPG flag senses are tingling.
You've been through a lot, haven't you?
That's an understatement.
Mirage, how is Amina?
Her condition is not good. She really strained herself coming all this way.
It is some kind of respiratory thing, which is the timing of that is very I don't have the word, but the timing for that is very much like now of all times is the time for that. But
Yeah.
Is something wrong?
I guess coincidental is the best way to put it, but I'm not really sure.
Yes. Amina?
Fate. If you're here, that must mean the war is over. That's good news.
Don't overexert yourself.
Amina, it's Dion.
So, for context, and I had a feeling this was coming anyway. Maybe not when I was a kid, but now, with both the power of many more years of watching anime and just media in general, as well as how many death flags that poor man tripped beforehand. Yeah.
What?
Come with me. Dion's here, in the castle.
That's impossible. The doctor ordered us not to move her. It's too dangerous.
Really is.
Please, it's important.
It also really is.
All right. I understand.
Ah, that broke again. Okay. Give me 1 second, because it seems that for some reason every now and again my controller begins to have trouble moving in a certain direction. Mute this real quick so I can. I'm gonna mute this real quick just so I can fix. Something going on with my controller, and then we're back in business. For some reason, every now and again, this always happens. Where, for some reason, I lose track of. For some reason or another, every now and again, the controller will kind of just stop functioning in the down direction on the stick, on the analog stick, and I kind of need that because, while the D-pad still works fine, it causes issues with some other things.
Dion.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep promise. Lady Nell, please, that box.
This?
I promised to end this war so I could see you, the Inari Cliff, again.
I know. Please, you must rest.
I couldn't end the war, but I saw you again. It's all I ever wished for.
Dion, that was my wish too.
I'm glad I saw you again.
Me too.
Me.
No, this can't be happening. Dion! Doctor! No! After all this time! You had your whole lives ahead of you! Amina, I failed you. This is all my fault!
Yeah.
Amina?
Oh.
Amina!
Hmm.
No.
That
No!
even went with like the shadow effect too. That's a little too dramatic.
It's all my fault. This never would have happened if I hadn't come here.
No, it's not your fault, Fate.
Isn't it though? The Venditti came here for me!
They did. But
Who am I? Why do the Vendini want me so badly?
yeah, they came for you, but you also have to keep in mind that, you know, they had a choice about how they could have gone about this. They chose the worst one. Not on you.
Look, I know you know something.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But those things, the Vendini, what are they?
Alright, you guys are part of this now anyway.
Uh, yeah. Just
Those
little.
guys, the Vendini, they...
We've got trouble! Another one of those weapons has appeared in the sky!
What?
Damn!
Is this too an arrow of Apris? Your Majesty, why are you still here? Please, you've got to get to a safe place right away.
Lately, it seems that hiding does not help. Is anywhere truly safe now? You know what that thing is, do you not? Is it a weapon from Greeton?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so for context, the reason why they're talking about Greeton. So the general idea is that the cover that Fate and Cliff have been operating under so far is that they're engineers from this very kind of secretive and closed off country called Greeton, which is on the same continent as the one we're on right now. We never visited in game, but basically that continent is so closed off and is rumored to have such advanced technology that they were like, oh, this mysterious thing crash landing in enemy territory must be from Greeton. And so Fate and Cliff kind of rolled with that assumption, but they're from space. So, yeah.
Then what is it? What is a Vendini?
The Vendini are after me. If they catch me, they'll leave. I'll explain, Your Majesty. The Vendini are...
Hey, come here a second.
So yeah, that red thing is a Vendini ship for sure. But,
Damn, what now?
I'll give myself up. Then they'll leave.
Fate, no.
That's enough of that. You say that again and I swear I'll smack you one.
Cliff, calm down. Anger won't solve anything.
say that, Mirage. And I respect you, Mirage, but sometimes rage is a hell of a thing.
But he's right, Fate.
Then what should we do? This country's military doesn't stand a chance against the Vendini ships. Hey, but you chased away the Vendini ship before. Why not do it again?
That wasn't them, Fate.
Huh? But...
It's as I thought.
You don't remember a thing, do you?
What are you talking about?
Wait! Another one's coming!
Cliff!
Yup, it's them. Finally.
For the record, I appreciate that Nell still got ready to square up, even though there isn't anything she can reasonably do against the Vendini battleship. Like, that takes guts.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Hey, took you long enough.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, hey, Is it even safe to transport to a place like this?
What's that supposed to mean?
I scanned the situation before coming in, so I had a good idea what to expect. At least now that this planet's part of this mess, we don't have to hide anything anymore.
Something like that. Yo. So this character, when we get her name,
True enough.
you'll see.
But I bet you that Mr. Super Square Champion of the UP3 would disagree with you.
There's a reason why he would. Okay, so for context, the UP3 is the equivalent of the Prime Directive in Star Trek. So the whole thing of like, don't make contact with planets who have not yet like developed spaceflight, etc., etc. Don't give out that technology and so on and so forth. That's basically what the UP3 is. The next game, Star Ocean 4, actually explains, at least indirectly, why it was created in the first place. So Cliff is like ragging here, but there's a reason for it. There's a reason why that thing exists.
Ha ha. Very funny. Who's that girl?
Yeah, sorry. I'm slacking in my introductions. This here's the leader of Quark, Maria.
What?
So Quark is the organization that Cliff works for. At first, so I mentioned earlier that Fate once crash landed on a planet before he crash landed on this one. Cliff, who was working with Quark, rescued him from the first planet, and then they both wound up crash landing on this one with Mirage.
I'm Maria Trador, but please call me Maria.
Nice to meet you.
I know who you are. Fate Line God, the only son of the Universal Authority on Symbological Genetics, Professor Robert Line God. Born on Earth, currently 19 years of age. Favorite sport? Basketball. Position? Point guard. Your favorite food is?
Hang on just a second. How do you know so much about me?
I did some research.
Some research, she says.
Is somebody going to explain this? What's going on? Who is she? How did she just appear here? So I take it you're not all from Greeton after all. Come on, answer me. No more concealing the truth.
That is enough, Lady Nell.
But your Majesty!
I said that is enough.
Ooh.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Hit her with the peace be still, huh?
I know not who you are, but it is certain that you are one of their acquaintances. I would hear an explanation of you now, one that makes sense to my ears.
Please forgive my rudeness, Your Majesty, but would it be all right if we talked among ourselves first? We have a lot of catching up to do. I will explain all of the details and how the facts are connected afterwards. That I promise.
So be it. Show them to the conference room.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Time for an info dump.
Miss Trador?
Please, just Maria's fine. If I may call you Fate.
Oh, all right then. Maria, please tell me what happened. Why did the Vendini capture my dad? Why are they after me?
And for the record, and this is why I think maybe now I can actually start looking at dictionary entries. But one of the other cool things about this game that I kind of really like is that it has all the words that are done in different colors are actually part of like the in-game dictionary system. So if you're ever at some point like curious about, okay, what is a Vendini aside from what we know about them in the game, you can go read a dictionary entry about the Vendini and the game will tell you. The only problem is that none of the dictionary content is gated at all. So a lot of the plot points that are about to come up now, you literally could have found out by accident within like maybe the first hour of playing if you sat and thoroughly read through the dictionary. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay.
What is it about me that they're so interested in?
Relax. There's no need to rush things. and there's much to explain. But first, his powers manifested, didn't they?
They did, just once. He was stronger than expected. Particularly, his destructive capabilities are far beyond yours.
And his memory?
Nah, the whole thing was completely wiped from his mind.
I see.
What in the world are you guys talking about?
Just a moment. First, I have some new information. It's not exactly good news. You know that your father, Professor Linegaud, was captured by the Vendini, right?
Yes?
We have learned, after investigating the situation, that your friend Sophia was captured as well.
Ooh,
What?
that's not good.
They grabbed her after the two of you escaped from the Helera.
They got Sophia? No! But what do the Vendini want with them?
You really have no idea, do you?
He doesn't. That's why he's asking. Sometimes you just have to wonder with the way. Sometimes you just have to wonder. You're like, no, he doesn't have any idea. That's why he's asking.
So tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Fine. Your father took it upon himself to carry out forbidden research.
Forbidden research?
Metal Gear.
That's right. He researched and designed a genetically modified living weapon, forbidden by the laws of the Pan-Galactic Federation.
Okay, actually, it's like way more serious than I was about to get.
My father? I can't believe it.
Of course, he didn't talk about it. Other than those involved, only the top levels of the Federation government knew anything.
Then how come you know about it?
I was one of his guinea pigs.
Oh boy.
What?
I'll never forgive them.
My dad? I can't believe this. Living weapons? You? A guinea pig? You just look like an ordinary girl.
Exactly. Watch this.
What? What was that?
This is the power I received from the symbological genetic modifications that Professor Linegaud and his lab performed on me. I possess the ability to manipulate the structure of matter. So, still think I'm an ordinary girl?
And there's a really cool tie-in to actually talk about like the game design elements of this. There's a really cool tie-in that this has to her moveset that we'll talk about when I get a chance to use her. Yeah, she's a playable character. There's no way
Why would my
she's not a
father
playable
do such
character.
a thing?
And not just to me.
What?
I wasn't the only one they modified. Another came before me. I was the second subject.
What are you saying?
The first subject was you.
Me? The first subject? What are you talking about? My dad would never do something like that to me.
Battleship that you literally took and metaphorically crushed between your hands disagrees with you.
I can understand if you don't believe me. Your power hasn't fully awakened yet. But if I'm not telling the truth, can you explain one thing for me? Who knocked that Vendini battleship out of the sky?
The first one, not the one that we just saw in the cutscene.
Why are the Vendini so relentless in going after you, and everyone else related to the Line Gods? Everyone who was there knows the answers to these questions. Everyone but you, that is.
Well,
I know you don't want to admit it, but there's only one truth. I'm going to steal the professor and everyone else back from the Vendini and ask him why he did what he did. But to do this, I need your help, Fate. I can't do it alone.
Me? A weapon? She's gotta be crazy.
I wouldn't expect you to object to saving your father and Sophia. I know how important they are to you.
Of course I want to rescue them. They mean everything to me. All right, I'll help you.
All right, now that we're decided,
Nell!
it doesn't matter if she heard us.
So how are we getting off this rock?
I made arrangements. I came in a small ship to avoid the Vendini. The Diplo will be arriving later. Everything else is up to Marietta's skills.
Your preparations are thorough as always.
Yes, well, we still have a lot of problems to deal with.
That's right. Even if your ship can make it, how do we know the Vendini won't interfere?
Right. Entering orbit, transporting, and warping out will take a total of 5 minutes.
Even our flagship will have trouble withstanding 5 minutes of concentrated fire from the Vendini.
Exactly. The ideal solution would be to create some diversion from the ground as well. But with the technology available on this planet, that will be difficult.
Here we go. So this game is split into 2 discs. If I remember correctly, we are basically going into like the end of disc 1 right now, if I recall correctly.
Still, we must think of something.
If only Fate could control his power.
Even I can't completely control my power. Either way, we need a sure thing if we're going to pull this off. Mirage, what's the strongest and most effective weapon on this planet? I'm not saying we need to use it to break through the Vendini shield. All we need to do is buy some time while they reevaluate our military capabilities.
Our best option is Aquaria's runological weapons.
Hey, what about Dion's weapon?
You mean the Thunder Arrow?
That's the one.
I don't know how much damage it could do to the Vendini battleship, but as far as I know, it's the most powerful weapon on this planet.
All right. Then let's start making preparations immediately.
Okay, one problem. Thunder Arrow is very much a ground-based weapon, and probably doesn't have the range to reach all the way up to a Vendini battleship, so...
The thing is, it's still under development. It's not ready for actual combat.
Exactly.
And I doubt its range is long enough to reach the Vendini ship.
See, Fate and I are thinking alike.
In any case, the weapon belongs to Aquaria. We can't just use it as we please.
The Vendini. You mean the ones from before?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
They're coming back?
There's no doubt of that.
And you need our Thunder Arrow to fight them.
That's about the size of it.
All right. I'll talk to the Queen about it.
Huh? Are you sure?
Honestly, I don't really understand the situation. One thing I do know, if that celestial ship comes back again, it will cause another catastrophe. And I believe that the two of you are worthy of my trust.
Thank you.
Well, that's not given lightly.
Regardless, we did promise the Queen that we'd explain the situation to her.
I don't think she'll be as easy to convince.
That's an understatement. But let's find out. So with Maria, Margard, simple. Maybe that should actually go to... Give that to Cliff, because he's a really strong one. Read him right now. Basically. So the reason why I said that, so that whole gameplay and story integration thing. So, Maria, like she pointed out, she can sort of alter the structure of matter freely, right? The density and all that. And she comes with a spell that does literally that. Cool. Come on, Berserk. Or, yeah, that's about right. Look. Yeah, we gotta work on some of that other stuff now. We'll do some inventing after we get out of here. See if we can get Maria a better weapon. Because, what she has now is not bad, but she's gonna need something better. And we're probably the ones that can make it, so we're gonna do some inventing after we're done with this set of cutscenes.
Your Majesty, they said they would explain the situation.
Very well.
You say you're from another world. You ask us to believe this. Nonsense. Stop wasting Her Majesty's time.
Silence, Lascelles.
Ooh. Ice burn.
Your Majesty.
I understand your surprise. But what we speak is the truth.
This is quite sudden, not to mention quite difficult to believe. However, recent events in our country leave me with no choice but to believe.
Your Majesty, these people can be trusted. I believe they are telling the truth.
And you say this new enemy will return again? Why would that be?
I think that I am their objective.
So, you are the cause of this entire affair?
I don't want to believe it myself, but yes.
Then all we have to do is hand you over to them. Then they will go home, no?
Lascelles, you are to remain silent.
Your Majesty.
Can we fight these Vendini with our thunder arrow?
I can't be sure, but I believe so. The thunder arrow would divert the Vendini long enough for us to leave the planet and fix this situation.
For the sake of our country, it might indeed be best to simply hand you over to them. However, you are our guest. It would not be proper for us to abandon you now.
Damn straight.
Your Majesty, you mean...
Yes. We shall let you use the thunder arrow.
Your Majesty.
We are grateful, Your Majesty.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do about the range problem? It's not much good to us if we can't reach them.
Yeah, I know.
We've got a problem!
Watch your tone. You are in the presence of Her Majesty the Queen.
Someone has infiltrated Kadan.
What?
Who?
It was one of those celestial ships, Your Majesty. They landed right next to the shrine. We believe they're headed for the sacred orb.
Oh no.
The sacred orb?
They wear a strange kind of armor and are equipped with weapons that emit glowing beams of light. The runologists have them stopped for the moment, but they can't do anything against those weapons. At this rate, they'll be at the sacred orb in no time.
Glowing weapons. Those would be disruptor rifles. They must be remnants of the Vendini fleet.
More than likely.
If that's the case, why are they going after the orb instead of us?
what's Kadan and what's this sacred orb?
Kadan is the holy land of our church. It's where the sacred orb is enshrined, a mysterious sphere that emits the purest light. Holy water flows freely from it. It is said that in the hands of Aquaria's ruler, the orb is capable of all kinds of miracles. The waters of this lake which surround Aquios are also of the sacred orb.
Your Majesty, which way is Kadan?
To the east of Aquios.
I see. Interesting.
What in the world?
What is it?
What is it indeed?
I'm picking up an energy reading in the location you described that is too technologically advanced for this planet. It's even beyond our ability to identify.
What?
It may be a so-called out-of-place artifact, or OPA.
Oh boy.
I bet the Vendini detected this sacred orb while they were searching for us.
Oh boy.
So you think they're after the sacred orb?
They did land right next to it.
It's the most likely explanation. If you look back at history, anyone who got their hands on OPAs acquired incredible power.
Lovely.
It would pretty much go without saying they'd want it.
Super lovely.
That's terrible. We can't let them steal our sacred orb.
Well, of course not.
Your Majesty, we must send soldiers immediately.
Yes. Take your unit and make for Kadan at once. Your Majesty.
Please, wait a moment, Your Majesty.
We are sorry, but we must attend to your business later. Responding to these thieves at Kadan must take precedence.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Aquaria's military could stand up to them with their current equipment.
That is a bold
We are
statement.
aware of this, but we cannot let them steal the sacred orb.
Look, I'll go to Kadan.
You?
What are you thinking?
It's my fault the Vendini ever came here in the first place. I have to accept responsibility somehow.
Hey, wait a second. You mean we, right? You planning on going there alone?
He was thinking about it.
That's right.
Fate line god, after all.
Going alone would be suicidal.
Self-sacrificial to
If you
a
die,
literal
then
T.
I've come here for nothing. I'm going too.
Thank you.
Very well. Then we shall leave it to you.
Your Majesty, I'll go with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please do. As the situation is grave, we give you permission to use the sealed cavern.
The sealed cavern?
Yes, it is a place in which... But I'm making an exception. Do not fail us.
Ooh.
Your Majesty.
We're gonna take a very quick detour, though. Sorry. Quick phony thing. Alright. So, we are gonna go to the sealed cavern. There's definitely a thing that we are doing. But before that, I need to do some inventing. Which means that, that is not the right way. Or no, we can use this. We can use this way, it's fine. So, in order for inventing to happen, though, I have to go a couple towns over, because the alternative is spending a bunch of money on a thing, spending a bunch of money here in town to do it over here, and we don't want that. So we're gonna do a little bit of inventing real quick, make sure that Maria is kitted out, because this next part is gonna be not fun. The Sealed Cavern and Shrine of Kadan are my unequivocally least favorite parts. Yeah, they're unequivocally like my least favorite parts of this game. Not fun at all. Really not looking forward to it at all. So I say all that to say that making sure that we're geared up is going to be one of the most important things that we get done here.
Looks like a good spot.
Oh, okay. Right, so
Death awaits the overconfident.
so it turns out that that thing I was going to do for Maria is actually not at all helpful. Who would have figured? So let me... So, basically, in battle, because I know I don't talk about it all that much, I'm going to need Cliff either way. Yeah, and that's why Maria needs a better weapon, because, well, without one, basically, she's doing, like, piddly damage, while also spending a lot of MP to actually, like, do her attacks and stuff. So, she needs a better weapon, so she gets more damage, so she doesn't have to spend as much MP. And in this game, especially, spending a lot of MP on stuff is probably the easiest way to potentially get yourself really messed up by another enemy. So what we want to make sure that we are being careful of is that we get Maria good gear so that she can do damage without spending like 5 billion tons of MP. So, what this means, effectively speaking, is that we're gonna have to do some item creation. Item creation in this game... Hang on a second, let me go... I should actually go save, because this is... We may have to save scum a little bit, so I'm just gonna make a save real quick. Now we can talk more design stuff while also dealing with this. So, real talk, inventing in this game. It is, the process is not at all intuitive. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So for those that are not familiar, basically what's going to have to happen here is that now we should have a good set of engineers. But basically speaking, what's going to happen here is that I'm going to take these three, I'm going to tell them to engineer something at random, and then I have to basically keep messing with the cost until I get something that is within the ballpark of what I want in terms of how it works. So gonna use my handy dandy engineering calculator. Item. Wind. Just need to see where that lands. Okay. Alright, so yeah, looks like the Hawkwind is probably a much better gun already. So I'm gonna try inventing all the guns we can for Maria, or all the blasters we can for Maria, and then we'll see. So it should be slightly cheaper. We gotta hit somewhere between 1479 and 1653. Keep going until we get. Alright. Oh, here we go. So, we weren't quite able to do it. You can tell by kind of the status of their faces. Okay, we got one. Excellent. So, Hawkwind. What else do we? Photonic Blaster, that's a little bit too expensive. Particle Laser, not really good enough. Paralyzer. Power Blaster. Pulse Needle. You might be able to do the Pulse Needle. So let me do that one too, and then I'll compare and contrast. So, basically, each character has a certain table of inventions that they're allowed to invent from. And so it comes down to you have to have the right characters on your team in order to be able to invent certain items. And then you have to give them the right amount of money to actually be able to do it. $10.88, yeah, $11.26 is good enough. Alright, let's try this one. So, yeah, the main thing is that, almost missed the stream. Oh. Hey, Stubby. Yeah, we still got a good 60 something minutes. Not too bad. You did miss all the really important dramatic stuff, though. I should have gone to go save after I made that first one. They may not be able to do it. It's like the odds are a little bit under on this one. Alright, I'll give them like 2 more runs and we'll see. 1. Alright. Alright, yeah, we gotta leave that off there then. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure that we already got better equipment for Maria just by virtue of doing that. A little better. The main thing is that, the main complication is that Maria has a better weapon than that, but I can't make it right now, and it is way more expensive. Yes, new party member. This is Maria Trador. She's Cliff's boss. Yeah, think on that one for a second. Darn it. My down analog stick thing kicked out on me again. Hold on. Let me go register this nice new invention.
Hey, file as soon as you can. Are you sure this is the item? Okay then, I'll have it evaluate. Here's the tentative evaluation of the item. That's a pretty good review.
Yeah, actually, it is.
There isn't anything for which you can file a patent right now.
Hold on. Oh, I gotta take it because... Hold on a second. Please.
Hey there! Select the item for which you want to file a... Are you sure this is the item?
Yes, it is.
Okay then, I'll have it evaluated.
Alright, fine. Yes, go down. Yeah, inventing good stuff in this game basically doesn't happen until you get closer to the end game.
It looks like you should try a little harder. There is
I don't see you inventing anything, Welch.
patent right now. The invention list has been up. It'd be quite a sight to see a long list of your own inventions lined up here, wouldn't it?
Although it looks somewhat flimsy, this helmet increases agility. This is the helmet for a character that I didn't pick up because he is an obnoxious child.
Preparedness now saves grief later.
But yes, new party member. Maria is kind of cool. She may not get a lot of use right away, mostly because her battle skills eat up a lot of MP, and I have no way currently of making that cheaper. Actually, let me see if there's a way. I'm like 95%. Ocean. Reflection, Berserker's Pendant, Bunny Race Trophy Kit, One Fury is cute. Okay, Mind Saver. How do I make a Mind Saver? Let's see. Star Ocean. Is there a way to make? Guides. Because having a Mind Saver would be great, because then that means... Oh right, I need to fix this thing again, hold on. Get this real quick. Let me fix my controller again. I don't know why it keeps kicking out. That's annoying. Right, yeah. Dang it. Didn't take. No, the audio... Yeah, no, the audio is on purpose. Because when I go to change the controller settings, what happens is that the mixer resets. So I deliberately mute it while I'm changing the control settings so that it the audio doesn't spike. I'm using an Xbox One controller. It's just like every now and again, it just literally, it's only like the one direction, which is weird because it's fine for everything else, so I don't know why it keeps happening. Let's find it. Nope, can't find the Mind Saver. Not till like near... I guess it's not until like end game, which is great, which is not super ideal, but we'll make it work. Maria is just gonna need a lot of MP support in order to like not chew through what we need. Something here. Big. I think I should be able to maybe use the D-pad to move now. I think. I hope.
A worthy opponent.
Yep. Okay, this is better. Okay, now I know how this works. As far as Maria goes, so let's see. Equipment. Really what I actually want is skills setup. Scatter beam. Close. Aiming device. Long. The other thing. Capitone. I have two. I'll give one of them to Maria. So now she should have. Common attack symbols is just there. So she has that now. Okay. Should mostly be in good shape. Let's see if we can at least hit the sealed cavern and do some stuff. But yeah, so yeah, scatter beam spam is gonna kind of be our go-to, except I also need to give this one thing so that I don't literally like eat my HP out of existence. He is intensely stubby. Very, very, like, super squishy. He is super squishy. If I had a Mind Saver, I could actually use her at long range, like would be ideal. But I don't have one, and I can't invent one. So basically, this is what we got. I'm gonna stop it and in one more time just to be safe. And then I'm gonna figure out, I think I remember where the entrance to the sealed whatchamadoozit is that we need to go to. But yeah, no, she does very good damage. Like, provided that she's kitted out correctly. Like, basically all you really need to do past a certain point is just sit and do stuff at long range with Maria and you're good. Like, as you saw, she has a thing for standby healing. So, like, when that's running, she's pretty much set. But, the key thing is mostly that it takes a little finessing to really get the best use of it. Oh, right. And since Nightbot did in fact point it out, do keep in mind that if you put in !donate, can make a donation to the Bail Project. That's the organization that we're supporting this month, so that we can get bail funds to people with low income that qualify for bail but can't get it. Yeah. Secret passage. The sealed cavern lies ahead. It's an underground passage that will take us to the Shrine of Kadan. It was built long ago as a way for the royal family to come to the shrine, but it hasn't been used for several centuries. Oh. The fastest way to reach Kadan, for it passes directly under the lake. We'd have to travel all the way around the lake to reach the shrine over land. However, the passage has been neglected for ages. I mean, you said that already. Who knows what we'll find inside there now? Let's hurry. Yeah. We're not in for a fun time. We are not gonna have a fun time. Master Fate, these disintegration hammers here were delivered to us just the other day by one of the course merchants. Lucky to have them. Yeah. So, yeah. I know I skipped through most of that blurb, but basically, we can now destroy certain obstacles and such that are in our way with this square button. If we approach things that have, if we approach certain walls while this is up, yeah, we basically bust through them like the Kool-Aid Man, correct. But we basically only have 10 shots before I have to go somewhere and recharge it. So, because I don't have a guide up to tell me which doors matter the most, I'm going to try to avoid using this as much as I can. Oh, right. So the other reason why I dislike the sealed cavern, those blocks that we just saw, you'll see why. But those blocks that we just saw are very rage-inducing. You may be wondering how, but oh, you will know very soon. That is a very, very big friend. I'm gonna come over here, grab these first, and then we're going to greet our big friend with, you know, combats. For friends l'amour and all that.
Here I go.
Let's get this over with quickly.
Whoa. Okay. I don't like that. I do not like that. That was a problem. Let's try that again. Let us very much try that again. What the hell just happened? Wow. I'm sorry, I'm kind of in shock. That was, I don't remember them being that strong. But we can fix this. Try this again.
Here I go.
do that first. Oh.
Too late for regret.
And we got a battle trophy. Alright. So. Through my suffering, let a lesson be learned. That lesson being, hey, genius, don't pose in melee with an angry mud monster. You know, as people learn to not do. That is a lot of money, even though the rating is terrible. If I sell that, that is going to be very, very cool. But I have no idea if I'm going to sell that or not. That's a lot of money. I would welcome that because it goes straight into my pockets, which means I can go invent stuff, but my for some reason, I feel like there's something I should be able to disintegrate somewhere around here, and I'm just not remembering how or where it is. But yeah, that was decidedly unpleasant. If I could do the blocks, it would have highlighted them in green. It's somewhere else. I know I'm missing it. Oh, if I go back in there, that big guy is there. That big guy's back, isn't he? Yep. Okay. What am I not seeing? Alright, do this again.
Okay, guys, let's take them.
You boys got it. Whoa, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not okay. Hang on. Excuse me? And now I can't run, because if I run, okay. This is a desperate enough situation that I'm gonna use these. That's not funny. Okay, yep, I'm on it. Got that bomb on. Huh.
And I thought we were in for a challenge.
Okay. I really gotta... I might do this off screen. I may go and invent some other stuff for healing. Yes. Yes. EA EXP. I'm all about that EXP. Didn't I also give... Hang on a second. I need to make sure I gave Maria. Did I also turn on Fury? Still set up. I have to go... I did turn on Berserk. Okay, so that's the actual other reason why Maria basically died, like, immediately. I turned on Fury in order to give her more damage, but then the end result of that is that she then has the defense of like a wet paper towel. So that turn. You know what? That is what I'm gonna do actually. But right now, even though it's gonna make things a lot harder, I'm gonna turn off Fury for these two because until I get better gear, the alternative is I basically get like packed in the face like 5 times running, and you don't need that. The sealed cavern is just small enough that I think we can reasonably get full completion for it, unlike some of the other maps. I just gotta figure out where the hell we're supposed to go next. I'm not getting... I'm like 95% sure that there's supposed to be a spot here that you're supposed to be able to crack somewhere. But I also just could be making that up in my brain. I'm fully willing to admit that I might be making that up. I really don't want to fight that big... I really don't want to fight big friend over there again. Yeah, like it's supposed to highlight it in like wireframe green, and then that's how you know. I really might have to go hit a guide for this, and that annoys me.
Okay, guys, let's take them.
Okay, yeah. No. Don't close. Do not close. That's probably not good. Okay. And Ricky. I really might have to give now those. Ah!
Didn't I tell you? Just leave it to me.
Every time. I made a joke about this on Twitter earlier, that it's not a Star Ocean stream if I don't get the bonus battle gauge broken at least once, and that continues to be true. It continues to be true. Damn. Is there a switch or something I'm supposed to switch? Yeah, the map looks like there's something north there. I feel like there's some way that I'm supposed to get the blocks to start moving, because that's... Ah! There we go. So, that switch I flipped. This is the thing that I wanted. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, in case you couldn't tell, now our friends, the blockery dudes, are moving. Which means that if I'm not paying attention, one of them will, in fact, just slap me in my face, and I have to start over. How troll this is? Literally wait for these things to line up, then go. Cool. Ah! Alright, let's see what went on sale.
Hey, how's new shop information? You can check the inventory status for products. A new product has gone on sale.
Excellent. I really hope that that sells. I need this money. Okay. Yeah, see? See? And I couldn't even see the other one. So if I hadn't looked, I would have gotten hit. Earth shielding. Okay. Then there's another set here, and you can't see how many there are. Okay. Okay. See, how am I supposed to know that? But this is a design grab I have right here. 1, 2. There is in fact a third one that you don't see until the camera snaps to it after you pass through. Who does that? Ah, see? And now that we can disintegrate this, sometimes this game just frustrates me so much. Okay, I don't think... Yeah, this isn't disintegratable either. They did... I mean, yes, they did warn me about it. They did. This is true. They did. But that doesn't mean it's still not freaking obnoxious. Did warn me, and I fully admit to that, but that's still really obnoxious. Now, I should have chainmail that is hopefully good enough to, like, not get me completely messed up. Right. Yeah, I gotta turn Fury back on actually, because I need much less Fury use than what I'm doing right now. Actually, can I do that right now? Tactics. No. Tactical skills.
Too late for regrets.
Yeah, it did warn me about about blocks falling when I break things, but still, the principle of the thing, you know? Yeah, let's see if we can. All right, save point, and it's D27. Okay, yeah, this is gonna have to be. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna go through just to see what is past this part because I don't remember. If there's a boss or something, then we'll clear it. If not, then we'll just go back. Yes. No. No, 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 no. Shit, shit, shit. Please, please. Okay. This is the part where if I was better at this game, I would be making it. Okay, hang on. Items. Oof. Okay, hold on. No, 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 no. If I die, then it definitely breaks. Okay.
No sweat.
I like what I see.
I'm bad. I'm bad.
Okay. Oh. Whoops.
Here I go.
Looks like a good spot.
Electric fists. Electric fists. Electric fists. Electric fists.
What a waste of time. Let's go.
Well, excuse me. Okay, hold on. Want to see if we can at least get through to wherever the end of this is supposed to be. Lunar Talisman. What does that do? 10% max HP increase. Yeah, I'll take that. Maria could use that. Oh, it's a one-way door. That's lovely. Okay, well we came back around to the save point anyway, so it's D31, so let's cut it here for now. Then yeah, I can always get back to other things. Okay, so everyone, thank you for coming by for the stream. Deeply appreciate it. I also appreciate you like putting up with a lot of my like emotional crying and like nearly getting smacked up by you know, getting smacked up by monsters and sort of bawling my eyes out and all that other stuff. closing stuff. Again, Nightbot said it, but just do this again. Still raising money for Bail Project. The donation link, Nightbot just dropped off right there. Aside from that, we'll be back next week, still doing money still raising money, still playing Star Ocean, still going over kind of my project. Let me see if we've got anybody to raid. Star Ocean plays us out. Let me see who we've got that's up. I can drop us off in on a nice raid. He's playing Wiffle Blasters. He is doing Last of Us. Let me see who else I got. Oh, there is the Black AF Roundtable that's going on. Let's go drop ourselves off in there. Take a look over there. So, get this correct anyway. Yep. All right. So let's go check out this roundtable, this Black AF Roundtable. A couple of people on that panel that I really respect and whose work I really enjoy. So stick around. Let's take a look, shall we? All right. Thank y'all for streaming. Press the donate link if you can. I'll see y'all next week Friday.